I know Shawn Michaels is Mr. WrestleMania, but
Nick, great to see you.
Come on, Nick, really?
I asked Wrestling Threads a question of the week. Shawn Michaels had his last WrestleMania match at WrestleMania 26. In the 14 WrestleMania since then, who can lay claim to being the new Mr. WrestleMania? Now, before we even get started, I am not taking the Mr. WrestleMania title from Shawn Michaels. That is not what this is about. That is not what I'm saying. Shawn Michaels has certified classics, certified bangers under his belt. Matter of fact, let's get to some of them. Shawn Michaels has 17 WrestleMania matches, even though he's only 6-11. First WrestleMania match was WrestleMania 5. His last was WrestleMania 26. But the bangers really start and the classics really start for Shawn Michaels. WrestleMania 10, Razor Ramon, IC title ladder match. Absolute classic. He had a decent WWE title match with Diesel next year. The WWE title 60-minute Iron Man match with Bret Hart at WrestleMania 12. Ahead of his time, WWE was really pushing Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels as the new generation. I always liked that match. I don't know how, I haven't watched it in a long time. I don't know how it plays back now. But at the time, I loved it. So he has that one. And then he's a part of the Stone Cold Steve Austin nuclear moment with Mike Tyson, WrestleMania 14. Stone Cold finally wins the championship. Shawn Michaels goes away for 5 WrestleManias. At WrestleMania 19, good feud with Chris Jericho. Very good match at WrestleMania 19. Then, absolute classic with Chris Benoit and Triple H at WrestleMania 20. Absolute classic with Kurt Angle at WrestleMania 21. We're going to skip over WrestleMania 22. Very good match with John Cena at 23. Great moment. Decent match with Ric Flair and Ric Flair's retirement match at WrestleMania 24. And then 2 absolute bangers, 2 absolute classics to end his run. WrestleMania 25 versus The Undertaker is people's all-time great WrestleMania match. WrestleMania 26, career versus streak, when Shawn Michaels officially retired. Again, another classic. So, I am not saying Shawn Michaels is losing this WrestleMania, Mr. WrestleMania title. I'm not saying that. Don't get it twisted. He's him. He's the GOAT of WrestleMania. Classics, bangers, classics. Nobody is touching this right now. The guys that are wrestling right now will need at least another 5, 6, maybe 7 years to even compete with this. When I asked Threads, I thought I would get a big mix of answers. You're talking about since WrestleMania 26, so from Mania 27 to Mania 40. That's the window I'm looking at for who is the next Mr. WrestleMania. I thought I'd get a bunch of different answers, and I really didn't. There was really one main answer. We'll get to that in a minute, but I'll go over some of the other ones and why I don't think they qualify to be in that mix. We had Daniel Bryan. I just don't think Daniel Bryan had enough great WrestleMania matches under his belt. You know, I think he's great, but I don't see it. A couple Roman Reigns. I get it. I just put Roman Reigns in kind of a different category than the Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angles, Chris Jericho's of the world. He's big match. He's main event match. He's in the bubble with the Hogans, the Stone Colds, the Rocks, the John Cena's. That's the bubble Roman Reigns is in. So I wouldn't qualify him for this kind of category. We had a couple people saying Kevin Owens, which I'm not mad at the pick. I looked at Kevin Owens' kind of list of manias. He's had 7 WrestleMania matches, debuting at Mania 32. And like the matches are good. Ladder match at WrestleMania 32 that he lost. I think Zack Ryder won that match. 33 against Chris Jericho. While that feud was really, really good with the list of Jericho and the list of KO and all that, the match at Mania just wasn't good. It didn't click. Kevin Owens lost the title right before Mania to Goldberg. So the title wasn't on the line, even though it probably should have been. So the match just wasn't great. It kind of flatlined right there. I do not remember at all him at WrestleMania 34 versus Shane and Daniel Bryan. His match at WrestleMania 36 during COVID. I remember I thought it was really, really good, especially with the whole coming off the boat thing, the ship. Him and Seth Rollins always has good matches, so that's one. Just rewatched him and Sami Zayn versus at WrestleMania 37. Good match. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn are never going to put on a bad match. So Logan Paul was at the end though. Ugh. So we'll give him 2 wins there. The match versus Stone Cold at WrestleMania 38, headlining night 1 of Mania 38, was an absolute classic. Underrated, unexpectedly great match. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos at Mania 39, night 1 main event. Classic tag team match. First tag team match to main event of WrestleMania since WrestleMania 1. Absolute classic. And then last year at WrestleMania 40 in the triple threat with Logan Paul and Randy Orton, which was a decent match for the US title that he lost. Logan Paul won. So, I don't see Kevin Owens laying claim to being Mr. WrestleMania. 2 good to great matches with Steve Austin and the Usos. 2 decent to very good matches with Seth Rollins and Sami Zayn. It's, I think, the guy that everyone said in the comments is outranking Kevin Owens in this list. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise. The number 1 answer in the comments for this question of who is the next Mr. WrestleMania since WrestleMania 27 is Seth Rollins. He was the clear favorite in the comments. Like 90% of the comments said Seth Rollins. Let's go over his track record at WrestleMania. Starting at WrestleMania 29, him in the Shield. WrestleMania 29, him in the Shield versus Randy, Sheamus, Big Show. Okay match. I think that was more so just to get Randy in the Shield at Mania. WrestleMania 30 again, they didn't really have too much for the Shield to do. Give them Kane and the New Age Outlaws, which is a throwaway match. It was literally 3 minutes. WrestleMania 31 is where things start to pick up really for Seth Rollins. He's on his own now. He's a singles competitor now. Mr. Money in the Bank now. He loses to Randy Orton in a really good match, but a great moment with that pop-up RKO. All-time great moment. And then, that was the first match of the night. Later in the night, he cashes in Money in the Bank on Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar in the main event, steals the title, heist of the century, walks away as the WWE champion. Seth Rollins had 2 great moments in one night at WrestleMania. We'll all remember the pop-up RKO, and we'll all remember the heist of the century, the greatest Money in the Bank cash-in of all time. 2 pluses right there for Seth Rollins. His non-sanctioned match with Triple H was fine. Storyline wise, it was good, but I don't know. It was okay match. Match that I really enjoyed that I think is really underrated is WrestleMania 34, his Intercontinental title match. Seth Rollins beats Finn Balor and The Miz, who was champion at the time. Seth Rollins become IC champion. Really good match with the 3 of them. I thought it was really underrated. WrestleMania 35 is more remembered for Kofi Mania and Becky 2 belts, but Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar opened the match, opened Mania 35 with a very quick match. Super non-stop action. Seth Rollins beats Brock Lesnar to win the WWE Universal title. Another big moment for Seth Rollins. I talked about this in the Kevin Owens part. I did enjoy him versus Seth Rollins at Mania 36. That was fine. I thought Cesaro beating Seth Rollins at Mania 37 was good. It was quick. I think they could have went 15, 20 minutes. They got 12. I think this run after WrestleMania 37 is where people really put Seth Rollins in that new Mr. WrestleMania slot. So you have WrestleMania 38, not surprise to some, return of Cody Rhodes at 38. Him and Seth are perfect opponents for each other. Never had bad matches against each other. Never had bad segments with each other. Just great working with each other. 38 was a great match, great segment, great surprise, great all around that led into a great feud. WrestleMania 39, Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul, started at the Royal Rumble that year. I thought it was a very good match. Logan Paul just is really good in the ring, and Seth Rollins is also really good in the ring. They're going to have a good match. And then his two matches at WrestleMania 40. I love the Roman Rock versus Cody Seth Rollins tag team match of night one at WrestleMania 40. I think it's great. The star power is there, the story is there, the match is there. It's chaotic, it's all over the place. I loved it. And then I also love Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre opening the show night two of WrestleMania 40 with Drew beating Seth for the World Heavyweight Championship. You had Damian Priest cashing in right after, but I did absolutely love the match. Chaotic, hard-hitting finisher after finisher after finisher. Great all around. That's Seth Rollins' WrestleMania resume. I understand completely why everyone said Seth Rollins is the new Mr. WrestleMania. I still don't. I'm not saying he's touching Shawn Michaels at all. I think Shawn Michaels has too many classics under his belt. I don't know if Seth Rollins has a true WrestleMania classic. I think he has classic moments. I don't know if he has a true 5-star certified classic match. I think the match with Cody Rhodes is close. I think the tag team match against Roman and Rock is close. But he needs kind of more to really even think about competing with Shawn Michaels overall to take that title and that name away from HBK. So from the comments from Wrestling Threads, which you should follow me, not Nick_S, the question was, since Shawn Michaels retired at WrestleMania 26, who is the next Mr. WrestleMania? The answer was clearly Seth freaking Rollins. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you had a suggestion in a comment or a question that I should ask the community. We'll get to it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. My name is Nick. Everything is wrestling. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, everywhere. If you're on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm out of here.
Nick, great to see you.
Come on, Nick, really?